Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. As-salatu was-salamu ala Rasulihil Kareem wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man istanna bi sunnatihi ila yawmiddin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers. Inshallah ta'ala, we have reached to the hadith number 27 of the collection of Imam Nawawi's 40 hadith. Last week we did 2 hadiths together. But this week, inshallah ta'ala, this hadith they're going to do as usual. Most of the time that it happens, the hadith is very small, but it has so much of meaning because it is from the mouth of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's full of wisdom. So, it's a small hadith, but we're going to do only one hadith today because of our time shortage and everything. And we're just going to quickly go through the hadiths as we did quickly, as we do all the time, so that it refreshes in our mind and we have an idea that what we have done so far. So very quickly, we'll go through the hadiths that we have done. The hadith about the intention, innamal amanu bin niyyah. The hadith about the Jibril, where Jibril alayhi salam asked the question from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The bunya al-islamu ala khamsin, the 5 pillars of Islam. What happens with the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through an angel in the womb of the mother, and the return of the destiny, the innovation, the bid'ah. This hadith was from Aisha radhiyallahu anha, and this is the only hadith so far from Aisha radhiyallahu anha. Other than that, everybody was a Sahaba. Then we have hadith about halal, haram, the doubts, the importance of heart, to be a pure heart, having a pure heart. We have the religion is nasiha. The religion is sincerity. Sincerity to who? To Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to His book, to His messengers, and to the people around us. Then we have the Rasulullah said that he has been ordered from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to fight until people say La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, and we discuss the context of this hadith. Avoid the prohibition and follow the commandments as much as you can. And then Allah saying Allah Himself is pure, the exalted, and He accepts nothing but only pure. Then we had the hadith from the leave the doubtful matters, that you have doubtful, that is the true level of iman, that you leave the doubtful matters. Then you leave alone what is not concerned with you. So don't deal with the things that is nothing to do with your concern. Love for your brothers what you love for yourself. And also a Muslim blood is only allowed only in 3 cases. And speak good, honor your neighbors, and honor your guests if you believe in Allah and if you believe in the last day. Then we have a hadith from a Sahaba that he asked Rasulullah advice, and Rasulullah told him 3 times, do not be angry, do not be angry, do not be angry. Then Rasulullah said, verily Allah has enjoined ihsan. Ihsan means to be perfect. So Allah loves ihsan, Allah loves muhsinin. And Allah wants us to do ihsan in our ibadah, in our worldly matters, as long as we do it in the halal way. Then Rasulullah said, fear Allah wherever you are, and then you will find Him protecting you from the back, from the front, and from every other calamities. Be mindful of Allah, and you will find Him in everywhere. If you feel no shame, if you don't have any shame, then you can do as you wish. And we know that the importance of haya in our deen. Then we have the hadith, believe in Allah and istiqamah, meaning to be steadfast. Question from a Bedouin that he asked that, Ya Rasulullah, I will do only 5 times prayers, I'll fast in the Ramadan, and I'll believe in Allah, and that's it, he can do it. And Rasulullah said, yes, that's fine. If you do these things, you will be in Jannah. And we told her why the Hajj is not mentioned and Zakah is not mentioned. Maybe that Sahaba didn't have the ability, or maybe the hadith was before the obligation of Hajj. Then the purification is half of iman. And on the same hadith we had the other things, the sadaqah burhan, the charity is burhan, as-salatu nur, the salah is light. So all these things in that hadith from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then we have a hadith Qudsi, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, "O my slave, if you feel hungry, ask food from me. If you're thirsty, ask drink from me, and I am the one who will provide you everything. Verily, if everybody gathers to make any harm to you, but if Allah hasn't written no harm for you, nobody can do anything for you. And if Allah wants to harm you for anything, then nobody can protect you from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala." Then the last 2 hadiths about charity we did, that where Rasulullah said that every tasbih, every takbir, every tahleel is sadaqah. Every smile to your brothers is sadaqah. Every good deed is a sadaqah. Telling someone to do some good is a sadaqah. And also he said to having intimate relationship with your wife is also a sadaqah, as you're doing it in the way that Allah and His Rasul has prescribed. And also then he said in another hadith that every joint of our body needs a sadaqah. And we said that in another hadith we know that praying 2 rakah of salatul duha will suffice that sadaqah. And in the same hadith Rasulullah said to help someone to mount their animal, to give them in our context, to give them a lift, to help them to carry some burdens, to help them in moving, or anything that you do out of good intention will be a sadaqah from your end. Let's go to today's hadith. As I said, very small hadith. The hadith says, righteousness is good character. Al-birrul husnul khuluq. Okay, and then sin is what which wavers in your heart, meaning creates a wave, creates a restlessness in your heart, and which you do not want people to know. That is the definition of sin and definition of righteousness. Now, let's go to quickly the hadith discussion here. First of all, the narrator was of this hadith. Sorry, don't worry about the both because it's from the other slide. The narrator of this hadith is Al-Nawas bin Sam. This Sahaba he's one of the early Sahaba, although we don't know his name. And in one of the narrations, it said that he is the first quarter of the Sahaba, meaning he is the first 4 or 5th Sahaba in the time of Makkah. So in the time when Abu Bakr accepted Islam and he invited other people like Usman and all these earlier people, Ali and all these people, anhum, when they accepted Islam, this is the same time he accepted Islam. That's the only we know about this Sahaba. There's another thing about this Sahaba. This Sahaba had a sister. Her name was Asma bint Sa'am. Do you know who is that? Asma bint Sa'am? Anybody? She's the only lady where Rasulullah married her, and on the night of consummation, when Rasulullah went to her, she said, A'udhu billah mink. A'udhu billah mink. Meaning, may Allah protect me from you. When he said that to Rasulullah said, no, you asking Allah protection from me, and I'm the Rasul of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, meaning you're fearing that, I'll do some harm from you. So in that case, I don't want you, and I don't accept you in the marriage. So before the consummation, Rasulullah divorced him and let her go. Now the scholars say they know why she said that. Because she is the sister of a Sahaba. She's not from other people. So people have different opinions. Some say that she didn't understand what to say at that time, so she said it. Or maybe she had some kibr, because the tribe of Nawas bin Sam, although they are Qurayshi, but they have it like a different tribe level. Some say that way, that she has some kind of arrogance. Some say that the other wives of Rasulullah sallallahu taught her this thing, just to they don't want Rasulullah to get another wife or something like this, because the co-wives have some jealousy among them, and we have other narration about this kind of things between the wives of Rasulullah sallallahu. And some said no, it is from a Jewish people, a group of Jewish people. They taught her that this is what you have to say in the time of marriage. So they wanted to have a fitna, in the life of Rasulullah sallallahu. So they treat this one. So Allahu alam, what is the correct opinion? But this is what happened. The true narration is his sister of Nawas was married, but before the consummation, the Rasulullah let her go. Anyway, let's go to the hadith. The first, as I said, the hadith starts with the Arabic word al-birrul husnul khuluq. What is bir? What is al-bir? The bir word means to be good. The general meaning is to be good. In Quran, Allah says, al-birrul walidain. Be good to your parents. Whenever Allah talked about the parents, it's al-birrul walidain. Bil also mean that it is kind of like a people from Jannah. So Allah says, innal abrara lafi naim. Abrar, who is abrar? And a lot of people, they name their kids abrar. Abrar means that the people of the Jannah. So they are in the people of bir. So some scholars says, first level is Muslim, who have iman, okay. Then you have the after the Muslim you become mu'min. After mu'min you become muhsin. So that's the highest level, muhsin. And when you become Muslim, muhsin, then your reward you become basically abrar, meaning you have the righteousness, the bir, and then you go to the Jannah, as Allah mentioned that lafi naim, the abrar will mean lafi naim. Also bir means to be accepted. Like when someone comes from Hajj, we say Hajjil Mabrur. Hajj Mabrur, right? So may Allah accept your Hajj. Mabrur, the same word bir comes from here. And the best definition of bir is given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-Baqarah. Allah said clearly in the verse 177, Allah said what is bir. Allah said, Laisal birru wajhikum lil ila mashriki al maghribi. Meaning the righteousness, this ayah revealed in context of the change of the Qibla. When the Qibla changed, a lot of Sahaba asked a lot of questions. Even the Jewish tribes, they say, why did they change the Qibla? This is the Al-Aqsa was the Qibla for so long. So they have a lot of questions. So Allah answered this question in Surah Al-Baqarah, starting from ayah 143, and it goes for almost 20-25 ayahs, talking about the same topic. So Allah is saying here, how beautiful is this ayah? Only about this ayah, if you just go to the YouTubes and try to find the lectures, only in this ayah you'll find so many lectures. Just what is bir and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described this ayah. Allah saying bir is not facing towards the east or west. So it's not just you stand up for prayer. That is not only the bir. Bir means one who believes in Allah. And what is after believing in Allah? They believe in the last day, the angels and the book and the prophets, and gives wealth. So after believing all these things, not praying and zakah, after believing Allah and the last day and the angels and the book and the prophets, he gives his wealth in spite love for it. So he loves his wealth, but still he gives it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. To whom? To his relatives first. Okay? To the orphans, to the needy, the traveler, and those who ask for help. And for freeing the slaves. Freeing slave is a very righteous act at that time, but in our time we can't do that. And then who established, now Allah said, now who established the prayer and zakah. And those who fulfill their promises when they promise. So if you have promised to someone to do something, you fulfill your promises. And are patient in poverty and hardship and during the battle, fi sabilillah. Those are the ones who have been true. Ulaika sadiqu. They are the true. And these are the people are muttaqin. Ulaika humul muttaqin. So these are that. So people who are muttaqin, who are true, they must have this quality of bir. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned here. And that's what we know, that the good character is bir. So for simple example, if a person knows, like he's Hafizul Quran, he knows Hadith and all these things, his knowledge is mashallah, tabarakallah, very good knowledge. But his bir, he doesn't have a good character. When he talks to people, he's being rude. When he talks to his parents, he's not nice to them. When he talks to his brothers and sisters, he's very arrogant in all this matter. So his righteousness is very simple. Everybody knows that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may not accept his ibadah because he's not good to the people. Because Rasulullah said, the only thing he's been sent, in one hadith he said, I have been sent in this world to perfect the akhlaq. And he is the best example of akhlaq. On the other way also, akhlaq is also not the everything. Here you say that the righteousness is good character is not, doesn't mean that good character is all it means righteousness. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, no, in the righteousness you also have to have Islam in you. So you have the belief in Iman, you are a people of good character, but then also you have to follow the commandments of our deen, the commandments from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the same way that Rasulullah showed us. So that is also combined. So a combination of two things, you have to be a people of good character, a good akhlaq, and also you have to have deen in inside. In our society sometimes we say, this person is very good. Yeah, he's a bit, lazy about your prayer, he doesn't pray, but by heart, he's a very good heart. He's a very good-hearted people. And some people have a logic. As long as your heart is good, everything is fine. You don't have to keep beard or, go to masjid all the time. Juma is fine. So that is not also correct. Only good heart is not enough for the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the last topic here today, the nature of the sin. So what is sin? Sin, as Allah Rasulullah mentioned here, that will something create in your heart. But some can, argue that, there are a lot of people, they are committing sin every day, every night. Right, left and center, they don't care. Because here, Rasulullah talking about the people, he's talking to the Sahaba. And they have the heart of a mu'min. So the heart is alive in them. But people who have a dead heart, they are completely gone. As mentioned in the other hadith, they don't have any shame. So they can do whatever they wish to do. They don't care about what is going on in their heart. So the sin doesn't make any changes in the heart of it, in the people who has a dead heart. But here Rasulullah is talking about the people who are still in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but by mistake or by from the previous time, they are involved in some sin and they are continuing in these sins and they are trying to get it out. In this kind of people, they feel shame, they feel some restlessness in their heart. Oh, why did I do this one? I should take reference to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I shouldn't have done this one. I shouldn't have invested money in this way. I know this is riba involved or this involved. Or, I shouldn't talk to these brothers in this way. I probably hurt him. Maybe I know Allah is going to punish me for this one. So this kind of feeling, this kind of thoughts, when you have this one, this is a good sign that your heart is still alive. You're thinking of this thing. Okay, I have made a mistake. How come I miss my asr today? How come I miss my fajr today? I have 5 minutes. I could have do that. I could have do it in the station, or I could have do it in my office when I come out. So all these kind of feelings, and when you come back home and say, oh, such a bad day, I couldn't pray on time, all these kind of feelings is a sign that you still have, you're doing something that is maybe sinful, but you are ready to repent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will inshallah forgive you. So inshallah ta'ala, because we have some work to do today inshallah in the masjid, so we'll finish it here. Jazakallahu khairan. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta.